Imagine a state of mind so powerful that nothing external can disturb it. In this world full of uncertainties and challenges, achieving such a level of tranquility might seem like a utopia. However, there is ancient wisdom that promises precisely this strength: Stoic philosophy. What if I told you that you could learn to remain serene and unshakable in the face of life's storms? Let's explore together how the ancient Stoics discovered and practiced the art of imperturbability. Introduction to Stoic philosophy. Stoic philosophy, which originated in ancient Greece and was later adopted by the Romans, teaches us how to live a life of virtue and emotional balance. The Stoics believe that true peace comes from within and is not affected by external turmoil. They offer us a way to strengthen our mental resilience by focusing on what is under our control and serenely accepting what is not. This philosophy is not just a set of reflections. It is a way of life that empowers individuals to live more fully and meaningfully. At the core of this teaching is imperturbability, a state where external disturbances are perceived but have no power over our emotions or actions. How can you start incorporating this powerful mindset into your daily life? And how can this ancient practice be relevant and transformative in our modern world? In the following segments, we will explore these themes deeply, revealing the principles that can change not just how you respond to challenges, but how you can find true and lasting peace. As we delve into the roots of this unshakable wisdom, we turn our attention to antiquity when figures like Epictetus, Seneca, and Marcus Aurelius not only practiced Stoic philosophy, but also shaped it with their lives and writings. These thinkers were not mere theorists. They were fervent practitioners of their beliefs, living each day as a testament to their virtues. Epictetus, born a slave, transformed his adverse condition into fertile ground for Stoic practice. His central teaching was that we must distinguish between what is within our control and what is not, fully accepting the latter while acting virtuously on the former. Epictetus did not see himself as a victim of circumstances, but as an active participant in his response to them. Seneca, a statesman and playwright, faced the turbulent politics of Rome with a calm that could only be cultivated through Stoic discipline. In his numerous letters and essays, Seneca discussed how serenity could be maintained even when surrounded by chaos and intrigue. He saw philosophy as a remedy for the soul, something everyone could use to heal from life's adversities. Marcus Aurelius, perhaps the most famous of the philosopher-emperors, wrote his Meditations as a personal diary, revealing his inner struggles and constant quest for Stoic virtue. Ruling an empire often at war, Marcus Aurelius applied his Stoic principles daily, striving to act justly and fairly, regardless of external pressures. These historical figures show us that imperturbability is not a cold indifference or detachment from life's circumstances, but a profound acceptance of things as they come, combined with an unwavering commitment to act according to reason and virtue. They demonstrate that regardless of the adversities faced, it is possible to maintain calm and clarity of mind. In this context, imperturbability, or apatheia in Greek, does not mean a lack of emotion, but the ability to maintain tranquility and rationality in the face of external events. This is a crucial distinction. True Stoic imperturbability is freedom from disturbances caused by uncontrolled desires and aversions, enabling a thoughtful and balanced response to any situation. For the Stoics, the external world is unpredictable and often indifferent to our personal preferences. However, our internal world, our space of choice and response, remains under our authority. Imperturbability is achieved through the development of a mental fortress that allows us to face reality head-on, fully accepting it while maintaining a commitment to right action. This concept leads us to the realization that emotional turmoil does not arise from situations themselves, but from our interpretations and reactions to them. The Stoics teach us that by changing our perceptions, we can not only endure adversities but thrive amidst them. Therefore, imperturbability is not mere suppression of feelings, but a profound integration of self-awareness, self-discipline, and understanding of the universe. A universe that operates more on logic than on human emotions. This self-mastery is both the goal and the means by which Stoic philosophy guides its adherents, showing that through understanding and practice, tranquility is not only possible but natural and empowering. Understanding the relevance of imperturbability in our time becomes even more essential when we observe the environment we live in, an era of constant information flow, unrelenting demands, and often unattainable expectations. The ability to remain calm and focused is more than an advantage. It is a necessity. In our daily lives, imperturbability does not eliminate challenges but transforms our approach to them. For example, in the workplace, the ability to remain serene in the face of tight deadlines, conflicts, or financial pressures allows for clearer and more effective decision-making. In the personal sphere, maintaining calm during disputes or family crises can help preserve important relationships and foster a supportive environment. Disturbance, whether it is anxiety about an uncertain future or frustration with an unchangeable past, often diverts us from the present, where we truly live and act. The Stoics, recognizing this tendency, teach the art of living in the now with total acceptance and engagement, dealing with each moment as it arises without the unnecessary burden of future worries or past regrets. This Stoic approach is an invitation to true freedom, the freedom to choose our response in any situation, independent of external forces. By cultivating imperturbability, we are not disconnecting from the world, but opting for a more deliberate and controlled participation in it, one that allows us not only to survive, but to thrive. Adopting this perspective, anyone can find clarity amid chaos, turning obstacles into opportunities and adversities into learning experiences. Within the vast arsenal of Stoic principles, some stand out as fundamental for developing the emotional and mental resilience that underpins imperturbability. First, the principle that only what is internal is truly ours. This means that our reactions, judgments, and choices are always ours, while external events are beyond our complete control. Another vital principle is the acceptance of the natural flow of things. The Stoics believe in the idea of an ordered universe where everything happens for a reason. By accepting that we cannot alter the course of external events, we learn to adjust only what we can control, our minds and actions. This acceptance is not a passive surrender, but an active acknowledgement that struggling against the uncontrollable is a sure source of internal turmoil. The third principle is objectivity. The Stoics encourage us to see situations as they really are, without the coloring of our emotions or biases. This involves exercising the perception that events themselves are neither good nor bad, they simply are. It is our interpretation that assigns value to them, and it is precisely this interpretation that we can choose to modify. These principles, when practiced, equip us with psychological robustness. They allow us to face life from a platform of calm and rationality, reducing impulsive or emotional reactions that could divert us from our larger goals of living a virtuous and meaningful life. Therefore, cultivating these values not only facilitates handling daily adversities, but also aligns us with a more deliberate and conscious way of living. The practice of these principles is a constant invitation to reflection and personal growth, drawing us closer to the wisdom and tranquility that the Stoics highly valued. To truly integrate imperturbability into our daily lives, the Stoics propose various techniques and practices. One of the most powerful is reflective meditation, especially at the start of the day. This practice involves contemplating the challenges that might arise, preparing the mind to respond with serenity and insight instead of reacting impulsively. Another fundamental technique is the exercise of negative visualization. Contrary to what it might seem, this is not an invitation to pessimism, but mental fortification by considering the worst possible scenarios in advance. By doing this, we dilute the impact of fear and surprise, arming ourselves with the courage and clarity necessary to face any eventuality. The Stoics also value the practice of reflective writing, a method by which we can examine our daily experiences and emotions. By writing about our thoughts and actions, we gain insights into our behavior patterns and can adjust our future reactions to align more closely with our Stoic principles. Introspection is another key practice where we regularly take time to reflect on our actions, judgments, and reactions, questioning if they are truly aligned with our values. This practice of self-examination helps develop a greater awareness of how we can live more virtuously and balanced. Finally, The practice of daily gratitude strengthens our mental resilience by focusing on the abundance present in our lives, rather than on shortages or unmet desires. Gratitude reorients our perspective, nurturing a sense of contentment and internal peace that is crucial for imperturbability. By adopting these techniques, we advance in our Stoic journey, not only equipped to face adversities, but also to deeply appreciate life in its fullness. Each practice reinforces the robustness of our character and the depth of our internal tranquility, essential elements for anyone seeking to live according to Stoic ideals. Over the centuries, many have followed in the footsteps of the Stoics, adopting and adapting their practices to face the adversities of their own times. Today is no different. There are contemporary stories of individuals who, although not explicitly identifying as Stoics, exemplify imperturbability in their lives and careers, serving as modern testimonies to the effectiveness of these ancient principles. Consider, for example, the story of a doctor working in extremely stressful conditions. Daily, she faces life or death situations where mental clarity and calm are essential. Inspired by Stoic philosophy, she adopted the practice of morning reflection and negative visualization. These techniques prepared her to maintain serenity and efficacy, even under intense pressure, allowing her to make critical decisions with compassion and precision. Another example is that of a businessman who faced the potential bankruptcy of his company due to adverse economic circumstances. Instead of succumbing to despair, he turned to Marcus Aurelius's teachings on acceptance and focusing on what could be controlled. This approach allowed him to restructure his plans, find innovative solutions, and eventually recover and expand his business in ways he had not previously considered. There is also the story of a teacher who, faced with the challenges of online teaching during a global crisis, used Stoic principles to manage her expectations and those of her students. The Stoic practice of objectivity helped her see difficulties as opportunities for learning and adaptation, transforming a potentially tumultuous period into an enriching and educational experience for all involved. These stories are not just testimonies to the power of imperturbability. They are living proof that Stoic philosophy continues to be relevant and transformative. By consciously applying Stoic principles in their lives, these modern individuals demonstrate that, regardless of external circumstances, internal peace and personal efficacy can be achieved and maintained. While imperturbability offers a solid rock upon which we can build our serenity and efficacy, it is not without its criticisms. Some might argue that the pursuit of imperturbability could lead to emotional disengagement or disconnection from the realities of life, especially in situations requiring passion and emotional involvement. However, the Stoics would respond that their philosophy does not advocate for the suppression of emotions, but rather the management of them in a way that preserves reason and balance. It is a subtle but important distinction. Imperturbability is not about becoming insensitive or indifferent, but about not being dominated by transient feelings that could cloud judgment or hinder virtuous actions. Furthermore, one might question whether imperturbability is truly viable or desirable in a world that often values spontaneous and intense emotional expression. For these challenges, the Stoics offer the practice of self-examination and the continuous adaptation of principles to contemporary life. They encourage each individual to reflect on how these teachings apply to their own contexts and personal challenges, ensuring that philosophy remains alive and relevant. Another criticism might come from the idea that Stoic imperturbability could lead to passivity in the face of social injustices or global issues. However, contrary to what one might think, Stoicism actually motivates responsible action aligned with justice. The Stoics advocate for active engagement in the world, driven by principles and the pursuit of the common good, without being carried away by uncontrolled impulses that might result in rash decisions. Therefore, considering these criticisms and challenges, the Stoics invite us to a continuous dialogue between ancient teachings and the complexity of modern circumstances. They remind us that Stoic wisdom is not a rigid set of rules, but a flexible guide that adapts over time and cultures, maintaining its essence focused on the pursuit of virtue and serenity. Encouraged by the understanding and responses to the challenges and criticisms of Stoic philosophy, we reach a crucial point. the practical application of these principles in our daily lives. Stoic philosophy is not merely a set of ideas to be contemplated, but a guide to action. Therefore, as an invitation to personal transformation, I suggest some daily exercises that anyone can start practicing to cultivate imperturbability. First, begin each day with a morning meditation on what could go wrong, known as premeditatio malorum. This is not pessimism, but preparation to face adversities with courage and serenity. By visualizing challenges, you strengthen your emotional and mental resilience to deal with them effectively when they actually occur. Next, practice rational distancing when reacting to disturbing events. Ask yourself, does this event have the power to disturb my inner tranquility, or is it just my reaction to it that holds such power? This helps to put things in perspective and maintain calm in challenging situations. Additionally, dedicate time at the end of each day to reflect on your actions. Analyze what was done well and what could be improved. This is not just about criticism, but about continuous learning and growth, a practice known as daily examination. Lastly, integrate gratitude into your daily routine. At the end of the day, take a moment to acknowledge and appreciate what was good. This increases appreciation for the small victories and blessings of life, cultivating a positive attitude and strengthening the spirit against future adversities. By adopting these practices, you not only develop imperturbability, but also promote a more deliberate and meaningful life. This is the true essence of Stoic philosophy. Not just to survive, but to thrive through the cultivation of virtue and serenity. We have reached the end of our journey through Stoic philosophy and the concept of imperturbability. Reviewing the points we discussed, we can clearly see how Stoic philosophy is not just a distant theory, but a living practice that continues to offer guidance and structure for a fuller and more resilient life amid the turmoil of the modern world. Reflecting on the lessons of the ancient Stoics and applying their principles in our daily lives, we discover that imperturbability is not an escape from the realities of life, but a way to face them with greater clarity, courage, and compassion. This allows us not only to deal with adversities more effectively, but also to engage more meaningfully with the people and projects we love. Stoic practice teaches us to value what we have while equipping us to handle what we cannot control. By doing so, we cultivate an inner strength that sustains our peace and purpose regardless of external storms. Therefore, I encourage you to carry these teachings forward, not as mere concepts, but as living tools for personal transformation. May imperturbability not just be a goal to be achieved, but a continuous path of growth and discovery. May each challenge be seen as an opportunity to apply Stoic wisdom, promoting a more virtuous and tranquil life. May this journey through Stoicism inspire you to cultivate a serene mind and a courageous heart, thus finding true freedom and peace, even in the midst of life's great storms. Thank you for joining us on this Stoic journey. Remember always, the power to shape our happiness lies in our own hands, and through the constant practice of virtue and understanding of the things within our control, we can find peace and fulfillment. Keep exploring the depths of Stoicism in your daily life. Before you go, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and share this video with others who might benefit from Stoic wisdom. Until next time, may Stoic wisdom light your way.